Yes, hello, beautiful humans. The living in the heart meditation this morning. Yes, because we previously went into the G center, the true heart that generates the strongest electromagnetic field that surrounds our body. And in this journey of ascension, it is all about moving from the mind into living inside of the heart. So let me guide you into the sacred and tiny most sacred space inside your heart. But before we do so, I have to explain you a little bit. So the explanation that I'm going to be sharing with you goes into, of course, the flower of life. The flower of life that you carry inside of your heart, because the heart is the organ that evolves first. Now, if you look at why are we moving into our heart or have to move into our heart, we move into a universal cycle, a cosmic cycle of 26,000 years. You'll see that you move from the darkest point in the universe, away from the center, to the center of the galaxy. And from the center of the galaxy, away from the center of the galaxy, that is most darkness. So here's most dark, and here's most light. And we move in this cycle 13,000 years and 13,000 years. 26,000 years, full cycle. Half of it 13,000 years, and half of it the other 13,000 years. In one part of the cycle, we agree as a soul to give authority over to the mental body. And in the other part of the cycle, we give control over to the feminine. And the feminine, of course, is the heart, because the heart is in the left side of the body, and it is connected to our intuition. It's our knowing without knowing that just knows. Yeah, so in this new cycle that we have just entered, the awakening cycle, we are meant to give our authority over to the feminine. The heart. Now, if you see in the creation pattern, we have two creation patterns. You see, we have the flower of life with one point of singularity inside of the geometry. And we have a duality reality that always looks through two eyes. The two eyes that you see here. Yeah, the two eyes on the screen. Which you see, it has a different flower of life. It is a flower of life that is always polarized. It represents polarity consciousness. Now, in our mother's womb, this is how we evolve. In the female ovum, the female ovum actually chooses the sperm cell. And the sperm cell enters the female ovum. And as soon as it enters, it lets go of the tail. And the head of the sperm cell becomes the first male sphere, first male cell in human creation. And the female sphere is already there. And then every day in the Genesis pattern, we evolve into 3 cells, 4 cells, 5 cells, 6 cells, 7 cells, which is the seed of life. The seed of life eventually grows out into the flower of life, which you see behind me on the wall. It is 13 cells with a sphere that surrounds these 13 cells. Now, the flower of life that you see behind me on the wall evolves into a physical blob. So we become a physical blob in our mother's womb. And science has proven, heart math has proven, other scientists have proven that the heart is the first organ that evolves. So the heart carries the original reality, and the brain carries the reality that is always looking through polarity. Polarity makes things bad, wrong, negative. It holds negative judgment, negative thought forms. And as long as we stay in negative thought forms, negative judgments, we stay in karma. Because everything negatively you put out is what's going to be hitting you back. So when you become living inside of your heart, you become living inside of the original reality of creation that always has one center point. So before we move into this meditation, I will be explaining you a little bit more about how to move, because you cannot make it, you cannot do it. It can only happen for you naturally, meaning that you have to trust, surrender, and let go, and allow it to happen for you naturally. So I'll be guiding you into a special unity breath. After the unity breath, I will be connecting you to your third eye. And from the third eye, you experience how it feels to carry your awareness with the heart skull all around. And from feeling the heart skull all around, you move your awareness towards your throat. And you feel the soft throat all around. You take a moment to feel the difference between carrying your awareness in the mind versus carrying your awareness in the throat. And from the throat, you move into your heart. Now, then in your heart, you basically have this flower of life geometry. Well, you will see that this geometry will always have a circle with then in the very center, the center of the geometry. Now, when you move into your heart, you will be in this outer space. Yeah? And when you start holding the intention that your spirit is going to move inside of your heart, you are allowing the breath to make the move for you without any doing, any thinking. And you inhale and you trust, surrender, and let go on the exhale. And when that movement stops, you have entered into the sacred space. These cells, these 13 cells that have been created first when you started evolving in your mother's womb. Yeah? Then, when you have arrived in the sacred space, you ask for there to be light. And you ask for there to be light, and then you allow the light to slowly come to you in whatever way it comes to you. Usually it comes like a dimmer switch. Then you give yourself a silent hum inside of your heart. Silently hum. You don't have to make the sound, but silently only vibrate so that you give your heart a memory so that you can return more easily whenever you wish to return. And then, when you are meditating in the light of your own sacred space, you start holding the intention that your spirit is going to move one more time. And when that movement stops, you will be in the tiny most sacred space, which will be this very center of the flower of life, the very center of the geometry that you carry inside of your heart. Yes? And you again use the breath to make you move. And I will explain your mind only how this works, because we have a breathing tube that connects as above, so below. And our heart, our physical heart that generates the strongest electromagnetic field, sucks the energy from this breathing tube into the sacred space of your heart and naturally allows you to move from the sacred space into the tiny most sacred space. So this is the little explanation. I won't make it any longer. If you want to learn more about this, you can come join my meditation or Awakening the Heart ceremony in the Pyramids of Chi. I do recommend people to use this mindfold. Yes, so this is a mindfold that allows your eyes to completely be blinded, dark. You have to be in darkness. And your third eye is also blinded, because light might distract your eyes, and when your eyes get distracted, then it's more difficult to stay inside of your heart. So when you want to join me in this meditation, use this mindfold and get ready to meditate. So I'll put on the mask myself as well. And you take a moment to prepare yourself to meditate. You first of all start connecting yourself to the breath. You start breathing rhythmically. in the same length of time in as out. And with the breath, you bring yourself into the present moment, into the moment of now. You start to open up your sensory perception, your feeling, your sensing, your knowing, your hearing, your smelling, and your seeing. With your sensory perception, I invite you to become like a child. To open up your childlike imagination. And to bring yourself into a place in nature that is most dear to your heart. A place in nature that you love. And with your childlike imagination, you become like a child. And you imagine yourself standing in your place in nature that is most dear to your heart. Where you see yourself standing with your feet in the grass, the soil. There might be birds flying through the sky into the trees, the bush. Clouds moving by through a blue sky. There might be other animals in your place in nature, like butterflies, dragonflies who fly into the flowers. You take a moment to open up your heart. You take a moment to open up your heart for the love, for the gratitude you have for your place in nature that is most dear to your heart. And you allow your love to grow. You allow your gratitude to grow. By feeling your place in nature, by sensing your place in nature, by smelling your place in nature, by hearing the sounds of your place in nature, the animals, the birds, ducks, the wind blowing through the trees, the grass. You allow your heart to open, your love, your gratitude to grow for your place in nature that is most dear to your heart. You let that love grow so strong within your own heart. That when you're ready, you can take some of your love, your gratitude from your heart, place it in a small sphere, small circle, so that your love is contained. And on the next exhale, you send your love towards the living spirit of the earth below your body. And then you wait. You wait for Earth to send her love back to you. Which she always does, for she loves you, for you are her child. Where usually on the inhale you can feel the love from Earth return to you. You start creating a circular connection of giving and receiving between you, divine child, and your divine mother, your Mother Earth. You give some of your love from your body that you have received through the living spirit of the earth to the earth below your body. And you receive on the inhale. On the next exhale, I invite you to give yourself an imaginary grounding cord of light that moves from your sacral for a female body and from the root chakra for a male body to the living spirit of the earth below your body. And you imagine this stovepipe of light to move from your sacral, your root chakra, your lower body, into the body of earth. You send your love, your gratitude for the love you have for your body, for the living spirit of the earth, for your place in nature, towards Mother Earth below your body. You ask this grounding cord of light to connect you only to the highest divine light, love, and truth of Earth. And then I invite you to imagine a switch in your mind that says automatic. And you flip the switch on automatic to put the breathing between you and Earth through your imaginary grounding cord of light on automatic. You trust that your body's own intelligence will do so. So, without losing your connection between you and Earth, you can move your imagination to seeing yourself standing in front of a clear night sky. You see yourself standing in front of a clear night sky with the energy of the moon, the energy of the other planets in the Milky Way, the other zodiac signs, star clusters within our part of the galaxy. And I invite you to start opening up your heart for the love, for the gratitude you have for all of creation other than the earth. You let your childlike imagination become like a child with innocent eyes, letting your love, your gratitude grow for all of the love, light, warmth, and evolution you have received from Father Son into the now moment. And you let all of your love, your gratitude grow for all of the love, light, warmth, and evolution you will be receiving from Father Son into the future. You let that love grow so strong. Within your own heart, that once you are ready, you can take some of your love from your heart, place it in a small sphere, small circle, so that your love is contained. And on the next exhale, you exhale your love towards Father Sky above your body. And then you wait. You wait for Father Sun to send his love back to you, which he always does, for he loves you, for you are his child. For usually on the inhale you can feel the love from Father Sky return to you. You start a circular connection of giving and receiving. You give on the exhale and you receive the love from Father Sky on the inhale. And on the next exhale, I invite you to give yourself a golden harp string, a golden thread that leaves your heart on the exhale to the heart of the sun. And on the inhale, you breathe through this imaginary golden harp string back into your heart. You ask your body to put the breathing between you and Father Sun on automatic. Imagining a switch in your mind that says automatic. You flip the switch between you and Father Sun on automatic. So without losing your connection between as above, so below, so below, so above, we can go on a little journey as within, so without, so without, so within. As the universe, so the soul, so the soul, so the universe. Where I invite you to bring your awareness into your third eye in the center of your head. And with all of your awareness, consciousness, spirit connected to your third eye, you feel how it feels to carry your awareness with the heart skull all around your awareness. From feeling the heart skull all around, you start moving your awareness from your third eye in the center of your head down towards your throat. Where in the throat you take a moment to feel the soft throat all around with your awareness. From feeling the soft throat all around, you take a moment to feel the difference between carrying your awareness with the heart skull all around and carrying your awareness with the soft throat all around. When you truly trust, surrender, and let go in your throat, you might even recognize that you start spinning circles, as your throat is a wheel of energy, a throat chakra. That if you trust, surrender, and let go, you will allow to start spinning in your throat chakra. From the throat, you start moving your awareness down towards your physical heart, into the heart through the membrane of the heart, where once you are inside of the heart, I invite you to trust, surrender, and let go. Nothing to do, nothing to organize. And from that trusting, surrendering, and letting go inside of your heart, you start holding the intention that your spirit is going to move inside of your heart. And when the movement inside of your heart stops, you will simply be in the sacred space of your own heart. On the next inhale, you start to move. And on the exhale, you trust, surrender, and let go. When that movement stops, the first thing you do is you ask for there to be light in your sacred space. When you ask for there to be light, you allow the light to come to you in whatever way it comes to you. Usually the light comes on like a dimmer switch, slowly. You allow yourself to feel, sense, know, see, or hear the vibration of light starting to become on inside of your heart. You give yourself a silent hum inside of your heart. Silently where you allow the silent hum to create a vibration for you to remember your way back to this sacred space inside of your heart whenever you wish to return. And if this is the first time into the sacred space, you just continue meditating into the light of your own sacred space. And when you feel ready to move out of the meditation, you move to your throat and then into your brain. And you continue your day. For those of you who have this meditation before, you can start holding the intention that your spirit is going to move inside your heart one more time. And when that movement stops, you will simply be in the tiny, most sacred space of your own heart. On the next inhale, you start to move. And on the exhale, you trust, surrender, and let go. And when that movement stops, usually the vibration goes up with another octave. You will know, as in the tiny most sacred space inside of your heart, love is the light. And love is God, God is love. So simply be with that light of your own God. Simply be with that light of creation, as you are the creator. And with every breath you take in your heart space, you strengthen the electromagnetic field that surrounds your body. Feel with every breath how the apple-shaped torus field that surrounds your body, that is generated by the heart, the soul, strengthens. And with every breath you take, you love your own heart. You love your own soul. As within the tiny, most sacred space inside of your heart, you become one with your soul. So expand the electromagnetic field that is generated by the G center, physical heart, the seed to the soul. Within this space, you can ask your soul, what is it that your soul wants, needs, or desires? You can ask your own soul, what is it that your soul wants you to project your energy on? What is it that your soul wants to manifest into this world? As from within the tiny, most sacred space inside of your heart, you can create things into this world from a place of non-duality, from a place of unity, singularity, which means there is no duality connected to whatever you create when you create it from dreaming it into the tiny, most sacred space of your heart. When you create from the tiny, most sacred space inside of your heart, you dream it into singularity, into unity, into non-duality. Which means there is no duality connected to whatever you create. If you create from the brain, there will always be something positive that you make, but there will always be something negative coming from behind. If you are living in this tiny, most sacred space inside of your heart, there is no room for negative judgments, negative thought forms. As the heart only knows the oneness of life. Now you can keep meditating inside of your heart for as long as you want, for as long as you can. You can keep living inside of your heart for as long as you want, for as long as you can. And if you truly would want to become fully stable living inside of your heart, you could join my Awakening the Heart ceremony at the Pyramids of Chi, or if you would like to do that Awakening the Illuminated Heart ceremony, you could also do it on your own. privately or request it for a group of friends. If you want to have more information about it, you can always go to my website, livinginmana.com, or you could go to my linktree /livinginmana.com, where you can have more information about when and where and how. And if you feel like having more information, you can always drop me an email. So I wish you all a beautiful day. Keep living inside of your heart. Keep loving your own heart. Keep loving all life everywhere. Because within the tiny, most sacred space inside of your heart, you are connected to all life everywhere. Sending you big love, big hug from my heart to yours.